This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Agripv. But before that, this video is brought to you by Jimmy Anderson and Scooter's Workbench. Thank you for being farm barons. So I really struggled with how do we pronounce this map. I've been calling Agripv, or I guess you could say AGRIPV. At any rate, Agripv can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for PC players only. Now, I do want to preface right here, right now, before the video gets further. I feel, in my opinion, that this map needs to be updated before it is playable. We're going to see during the map tour, there are several things on the map that I think really do impact the overall playability of the map, and therefore I really would suggest waiting until it's updated. Now, sadly, Giants has basically shut down for the holidays, and as a result, I don't see this map getting updated for several weeks. So go ahead, watch the video, decide for yourself, but I do think you're going to come to the same conclusion I have already. Let's read some of the description. Explore the new agriculture dimension in the Agripv map for Farming Simulator 22, created by YZAR in collaboration with the sustainability-focused company of GLHD. Inspired by agrivoltaic farms being developed are designed in the intermediate agricultural zones of France. This project offers 33 fields dedicated to agrivoltaic projects, 2 forestry areas to acquire, and 2 water points. Ideal for expanding your, 2 strategic water points that are ideal for expanding your agricultural empire. Some of how this description is written really is a little difficult to read. With 7 selling points, skillfully negotiating your harvest in this innovative experience that combines agricultural production and renewable energy, thus contributing to energy translation and biodiversity recovery. Designed by YZAR for Farming Simulator 22 enthusiasts, this map is supported by GLHD, while Giants is the game player developer. No collectibles, but an immersive opportunity to shape a sustainable future. Well, that is really an invigorating and exciting description that sadly I think is going to get very lost very quickly once we actually get loaded into the map. Now, to do that, we are going to be using the mods. We typically just want to take a look at maps. That is additional field info, additional game settings, animal food overview, field lease, field calculator, and precision farming. Well, I'll tell you, if you load this map up in farm manager mode or start from scratch, you will find that the farm is built out exactly how you're going to see it here in new farmer mode. In addition, you do own starting machinery in all play modes. The only difference is you do not own any land. Now we will load into the map for the very first time. We do start here at our farmhouse, but I do not believe the farmhouse actually includes a sleep trigger. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map itself. Start by owning farmland ID number 2. That is the main starting farm and some fields down here to the south. And these fields are separated by quite a wide kind of ribbon of road area, a road network, gravel network, concrete. Not really sure what's going on there. And then kind of some industrial fencing around those. But at any rate, this is 75 acres in size and can be bought for $1,800,000 in any alternate game mode, but you do own that at the start. This map does include all the standard crops available to us in Farm Sim 22. In addition, it does have alfalfa also added as an additional crop. We take a look at our our farmland lease screen. This is going to show us all of the viable farmlands, how large those farmlands are, if those farmlands include any field or fields, what is included, then lastly, how much is that farmland going to cost us. We can then take and compare that to our field calculator screen. This is going to show us the specific sizes of each particular field. Then we can go and cross-reference that with the farmland lease screen, see how much it's going to cost to buy any one particular field. Taking a look at our crop counter, we do have the standard base game crop counter available to us on the map. And looking down through our prices screen, you will see that we do actually not have the ability to sell all of our base game crops. We are missing the ability of selling olives, In addition, we do not have the ability to sell sugar beet cut on this particular map. And then as we move down through, while we do have the ability to do our eggs, wool, and milk, what we do not have the ability to do is sell silage, hay, straw, or grass. And then taking a look down through our base game production items, well, we are missing the ability to sell chocolate, as well as planks. Now, there is an additional item here called round cotton bale that is typically not seen on the prices screen. We have it listed here, but we do not have a selling point that accepts round cotton bale. Not really sure what's up with that. And then as we move down through here, we do not have the ability to buy bulk lime, nor do we have a stone crusher pre-placed on this map. So if you are playing with stones enabled, you will need to put down your own stone processing facility. As I mentioned, we do have alfalfa as a fill type, but once again, we do not have the ability to sell alfalfa or alfalfa hay on this particular map. If we're going to use alfalfa, then I think clearly it's got to be part of animal food requirements, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. Now, as far as our platinum expansion, we do not have the ability to sell any of the platinum expansion production items. So if you are looking to do platinum expansion with some of those forested areas, well, you will have to put down your own buy points or sell point and production for that. And then with the premium expansion, we do have the ability to sell our premium expansion production and root crops. Lastly, if you are playing with pumps and hoses, we do not have the ability to get rid of our separated manure via a sell point. Taking a look at our starting fleet, we start out with a very small list of starting machinery, and as I mentioned earlier, it is available in all play modes. We have a chicken coop at the start, but we do not have any chickens. We do have contracts available on this map. We do own the bakery, tailor, and spinnery at the start. And this map, as the description said, does not have any collectibles. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting fleet. We start out with the John Deere 6230R medium tractor, the New Holland CH7.70 harvester that is paired up then with the Superflex 25-foot grain header. We have the Krone Big M 450 self-propelled mower, as well as the half-pipe HP20 trailer and the 1986 pickup truck. Taking a look at our mods and DLCs, this map does not have any custom vehicles or implements. Now, with respect to the farm itself, all of our machinery is stored outside of our sheds, and that is because, well, one, I feel this shed is positioned backwards because the actual opening bays are out here leading directly into the shrubbery and then field area. So I feel that this is kind of positioned backwards. It'd be nice if this building was rotated around. And then the only other kind of shed on this farm is this building right here, which is a custom building, obviously to demonstrate the GLHD partnership. But this building is extremely short. I mean, look how small the pickup truck is in here with respect to the roof. I don't really see it putting much machinery or vehicles in here. I mean, heck, our trailer is even taller than the door area. Now, that's not going to prevent you from driving something in there, because what I did discover is, well, there's no collision on the sidewall. I can just drive straight on in. I would like to see that building a bit bigger to be actually then usable. We do have a placeable fuel point. And we have what appears to be a three-sided silage bunker, but no. This bunker does not have a silage compaction trigger in it, because as you can see when we walk inside of it, we do not get the chaff or compaction popping up there in the F1 menu. So as best as I can tell, this is maybe put here in order to pile up root crops, or possibly it was intended to be a silage bunker, just not quite coated properly. And I'm going to explain that here in a little bit. We do have a hay loft for storage of hay and straw. And we have a single silo for storage of our grains. Now, back in the woods, We have our chicken coop. We're going to hold 360 chickens. So we have our food dump there. We have our animal buy point. Our eggs are going to spawn over here on this side. It is just a base game chicken coop. And then we have this right through. Oh, well, what might this be? Well, this might be a second three-sided silage bunker that sadly is buried amongst the trees and the shrubs. Now, this one does have a chaff trigger. So as you can see in here, we do have fill level chaff compacting 0%. So this is a functional silage bunker that currently has got trees and shrubs in it. Yeah, that's why I think maybe that other one was supposed to be a bunker. I don't know why or how this one is here and why or how it's completely buried in the forest. But there's going to be a trend we're going to see on this map. A trend of trees where they don't belong. All over the place. So this is not just a happy little accident. This is happening a lot. Now, with respect to, can the farms be customizable? No, not really. So we can sell a chicken coop, we can sell the silage bunker that's buried in the woods, we can sell the hayloft, and we can sell the grain silo. That's it. Farmhouse, the unusable bunker silo that maybe not is intended to put root crops in. This just too short shed to really store anything in, and this building, which is positioned backwards in my opinion, those are all permanently placed on the map. Now, something I jumped over earlier is the precision farming soil map. This map is using a custom soil map, so let's go ahead and see how it is being applied to these fields. Interesting areas of silty clay and sandy loam through several of these fields. Most of the fields are predominantly loam, though, with a bit of loamy sand also on the fields that we own and a couple of fields to the south. Let's get a little bit of altitude. Now, one thing is I've seen and I've heard about agrivoltaic work before. We've seen in, I think, another PC-only map, maybe the Italian map that came out quite a long time ago. We've seen fields that had solar panels incorporated with them. And we've got just one field. It's right over here. The panels are positioned in a different direction. We'll see them when we come around. Given the description and how much this map was talked up about being agrivoltaic farming and everything, honestly, I was expecting more than one field to have solar incorporated with it. Now here we have some of the fields that we own at the start. Again, we've got this really wide gravel area between these fields and this kind of industrial fencing at the edge of the fields. It'd be nice to have seen kind of maybe some solar voltaic cells here, possibly over here where we had the grassy areas and not so much the field areas. But it's just, I don't know what's going on here or why it's like this. We go ahead and take a look at build mode. I was kind of hoping that we would see under generators the solar panels. Now, this map author did release today another mod that is the solar panels and a building to go along with those, but I kind of was expecting to have seen that also incorporated in here. With respect to buildings, silos extensions, all of this stuff is base game items. Same as far as production goes, sell points, greenhouses, orchards, animals. We do have some custom ground textures, so let's go ahead and maybe take a look at those. Sorry about that. So we have asphalt, another form of asphalt, cobblestones, concrete, flagstones. More flagstones, which is really just kind of textured concrete. We have dirt, forest ground, another set of forest ground, third set of forest ground, gravel. That's listed as gravel, but really looks like animal mud. We have some more gravel here. Gravel dust. We have rock. We have animal mud. Another animal mud. More asphalt. Plates. Gravel. More gravel. More dirt. Sand. More animal mud. Even more animal mud. More animal mud. More asphalt. Concrete. Concrete. Dirt. Some of these I feel are like duplicated. More dirt. More forest ground. Grass. 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 Grass that's really not grass. It's kind of like rocks. Grass. 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 More gravel, which I swear we've already seen. Again, gravel. And gravel that we've already seen. And rock. And granite. And that's it. And then as far as plants go, we have fairly standard plants. So quite a lot of paintable ground textures, but sadly I think some of these are duplicates. Duplicated ground textures. Let's start over here. All right. Then we have our cobblestones. We've got that. We've got various concrete plates. Various forest grounds. Gravels, animal mud. That really wasn't called animal mud. Various gravels. We have stone. And then it's like these things start to repeat again. I mean, they're not all repeats. But there are definitely repeats in this list. At least I feel that there are. Now, as far as to the west, right, we've got a lot of fields off to the west. Not a lot else going on as far as sell points or other things. We've got a forest off in the distance, an observatory, an abandoned castle. Those are all just decorative elements. We have our starting farm here. And then let's go ahead and address what I mean with respect to trees just where they don't belong. And this is a perfect example. There are multiple fields. I see 4 fields right here that have trees in the fields themselves. And not just a couple trees, like giant swaths of trees. And that's why I feel that this map really isn't in a playable nature at this point, because we just have so many things that are going to impact your ultimate gameplay. You're not going to be able to do a contract on these fields because the areas that you can't get to, well, they're not going to let you complete the contract. I don't even know what these things are. Street markers, maybe? Well, at least they don't have collisions. And it's not just here. We're going to see this all throughout the map. Now, this map does have 3 productions built in. We do own all of those productions at the start, the bakery, tailor, and spinnery. So with respect to our scoring, we are going to be giving the map a full point because it does have production built in. It doesn't really need areas set aside for such because it is built in. We're going to give the map 3/4 of a point with respect to the ability to sell all of our base game crops, production items, and animal outputs. Because we do not have the ability to sell olives, we do not have the ability to sell sugar beet cut, we do not have the ability to sell silage, hay, straw, grass, chocolate, or planks. We have added round cotton bales, but no price for that. And we have added alfalfa and alfalfa hay, but again, no price is listed for that. So those are going to have to be used in some way other than for sale. Now, over here on the western side of the map, this is where we're going to find the predominant location of all of our sell points and other interactive areas, as well as the single photovoltaic field. Well, you see those just popped in right there. So down below, we have our animal dealer. And the reason we do not have the ability to sell silage, hay, straw, or grass is our animal dealer does not have a bale sell point, which is what we would typically see and where we would typically sell those types of fill types. All we have here is the animal dealer. Now, this is a nice opportunity. This could have been kind of a secondary player farm that people could delete these buildings out and put their own down. But sadly, this, as well as the field that has the photovoltaic solar panels on them, is not buyable. It's field 23. It is a named field, but it's not buyable. So the only thing you're going to be able to do on this field is really just to do contracts if they are coming up. And hopefully contracts don't come up because, in my opinion, these solar panels are not tall enough. Now, in this load, we have we have alfalfa growing in here. And we could probably come in here with a short tractor and get in between these. You can see that as the sun moves across the sky, these panels do rotate. So I wanted to get kind of toward noon so that these panels are in their kind of most open position, horizontal position. They're not high enough for traditional tractors and farm machinery to get in underneath of them, or possibly to get in between them. Now, in the other map where we have seen this type of thing done that I mentioned earlier, I believe it was the Italian map, these were up on a tall platform, a tall steel platform that was well above even the height of a harvester. That would allow you to get in, and the supporting posts, the supporting beams, were spread out more. That really allowed too much difficulty to get in and between these. These appear to have collisions. I can't even go between these, even with something small, like a small tractor mower combination. So overall, it's a nice concept, but the way it's been executed, I don't think it's super functional. Like I said, we've seen this done before on another map where we had this large steel frame that was very, very high. You could get easily under it with machinery. And then there were solar panels above that. I've also seen the agrivoltaic type concept used on animal pastures, where animals, cows, sheep, and such can just walk in and underneath the panels, keeping the ground, free of weeds and keeping the grass cut down. Got a nice little kind of outdoor walking area here. A little town. We've got a grain sell point located right here. And then we have our 3 productions. We have our bakery, we have our spinnery, we have our tailor, and then we have a farmer's market sell point. And that is pretty much the map. I really don't want to talk negative on the map, but I do think that there are a lot of things that could be updated and should be updated in order to really make this map playable. Now, to close out our scoring, buildings where appropriate are using the new texturing technique. I'm going to give the map 3/4 of a point. The biggest thing that is knocking this map down is this little building. This building is 100% not using newer kind of texturing methods, and the resolution of the wood siding there is relatively low. That if you get anywhere as remotely close to this building, it really does detract from the overall look. And then lastly, trigger and player interactive areas being clearly marked. Where we do have things going on, they are clearly marked. So we'll be giving the map a full point there. So from our scoring metric, we're going to give the map 3.75 out of 5. But again, I would hold off on this map until there is an update, likely in some point in the new year, because I do feel that given how these trees are just all over the fields, especially over here to the west, that it really does make this map almost to the point of being unplayable. Because if you try to do contracts on those fields, you're not going to be able to complete the contract work with the amount of trees that are obscuring the fields. And if you do buy the land, well, you're going to be spending a fair bit of time trying to get those trees cut out of the way before you can really make use of all that farmland. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below with respect to this particular map, and, well, quite frankly, with respect to agrivoltaic concepts being used in the future. I think it's a cool idea where it can be used and when it can be used. It's just I'm not really sure if the execution has been really done well on this map with respect to other ways that I have seen it on other Farm Sim 22 maps. And until next time, happy farming.